What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. Warhammer's a tricky one because the lore, which is extensive, it might have the most lore of any franchise property I've ever seen, including Star Wars and Star Trek, which is saying something. So the lore is insane. It's expansive, detailed, and cool. It's just a lot of the games. I'm not really into tabletop. I was never going to build the whole miniature army and paint them. And I'm not into top-down isometric. Tried to play Dark Tide, which was the first person, but it's a little bit more multiplayer than I wanted. And so Space Marine 2, not that that's not multiplayer, different type of multiplayer. It's the one that I think I, myself, and many others are hoping gets them into this world. That being said, it's looking like the main campaign might only be 6 to 10 hours. Now, if it's 6 to 10 amazing hours, and that's 6 to 10 if you like rush through it, start to finish, you don't do any side missions or side quests, or it's not great. You'd obviously prefer a 20 to 30 hour campaign. But let's see. A new report indicating that the estimated single player campaign for Saber Interactive and Focus Entertainment's Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine only 6 to 10 hours. So Brandon here at Insider Gaming saying it takes approximately 8 to 10 hours to finish the campaign in Space Marine 2 on standard difficulty. Another one shared it took under 6 hours, actually 5 hours and 46 minutes to be exact. And I'll add here we weren't burning through the content either. We were playing at a totally regular pace. We cleared every single enemy that spawned. We didn't blitz anything. We explored there goes all my arguments. They explored all the side areas looking for collectibles. We watched every cutscene and listened to all the narrative exposition, of which there was a fair bit. We really did not beeline the campaign. We played it what I would consider fairly normally. He added, I was frankly surprised with how short the campaign was, especially given the developers' 10 to 12 hour completion time estimates that we had heard. Not sure how we could squeeze another 6 hours of this experience. I mean, maybe you are just better players than most, and it'll take them longer, even on normal difficulties. While the single-player campaign is short, Force Gaming noting that the bulk of the game's content comes in the form of co-op operations. This is where you also might get a little tricky, because once you stop, if people play it and they like it, that's fine. Healthy bit of matchmaking for your co-op. But if they jump in and they don't like it, and a bunch of people are still salty from the female Adeptus Custodes thing we got going on, and the Tides animated and other things, in other words, it's a bit of a gamble to put the majority of your content behind a matchmaking system with co-op. He explained operations are these handcrafted missions where you play as one of 6 distinct classes with up to 2 other real people moving through levels that act like side stories to the main campaign. So while you play through the main campaign, there are moments and levels and missions in there where there is another Space Marine team going on your same mission, but with objectives in a separate nearby area. The operations are you playing as that team, he said. Okay, at launch, there will be 6 operations on top of these co-op operations. The game also features a PvP game mode. And that might draw some more life out of the game, because some people just want PvP. On the Steam's page, of course, Focus Entertainment revealing it's introducing new PvE missions, as well as new PvP game modes and arenas as part of year 1 content. So that might be what they're banking on. Yeah, it's a 6 to 10 hour single player, but then there's the co-op missions. And I bet you they're hoping that by the time everyone goes through all of those many times, gets their character leveled up, it'll be just in time for more DLC missions to come out. But that means you can't mess up. You can't mess up any release window. Specifically, they plan to introduce new PvE missions before the end of 2024, as well as a new lethal difficulty. There will also be new operations map, as well as new boss enemies, expecting to release between October and the end of the year. And then moving into 2025, the game will introduce new PvE missions, as well as new PvP game mode and PvP arenas. For the first so at least until 2025, it seems to be pretty heavily supported. They will also be releasing the Battle Barge expansion in the second half of 2025. I'm just going to look at this as what some of this is. Yeah, I mean, you can see Ultramarines cosmetic packs, champion packs, all the things that we're sort of fucking tired of. They're going to have them, of course. Just as far as comparison on how long it's going to take to beat, as a comparison, the game mode for Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War takes between 12 to 17 and a half hours. Dawn of War 2 takes between 15 to 50 hours, and the original the original Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine took 7.5 to 22 hours to complete. So there you go, going live at midnight, September 9th, unless you purchase the gold or ultra editions, which are going on September 5th. I think we just saw the dangers of pre-ordering and early access. People that did that with Star Wars Outlaws had to end up redoing their game entirely over just because of bugs and patches. I don't know. I obviously have a lot more faith in this, but with everything going on in Games Workshop, I feel like I might be joining in and love this just in time to be alienated by yet another franchise. Anyway, let me know what you think of this. Do you have any interest in this game whatsoever? Either way, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.